Basically, color is a visual stimulus, but also color has great potential to trigger our other sensory. Have you heard about synesthesia? Synesthesia is the situation in which stimulation of one modality, for example sound, causes a perceptual experience in another modality, for example vision. It appears to be caused by the excitation of brain areas of two senses. In one common form of synesthesia is between characters and colors. This is known as grapheme. Letters or numbers are perceived as inherently colored. Very rare, but few people have synesthesia. Perhaps most of us, including myself, do not have this magical ability. However, we still have ability to associate color with other experiences. We can visualize sound using colors. We can make food taste differently by coloring it differently. We have a different tactile experience when the surfaces of objects are colored differently. The association is not caused due to the excitation of areas of the brain for both senses. Instead, it is mainly due to the accumulation of experience. We can expect certain consensus between viewing color and experience in other modality based on our accumulation of experience. With regard to the color and sound, Newton firstly tried to match pitch and wavelength. For example, do to red. Although many have tried to identify the perceptual engagement between color and sound as the source of inspiration, any consensus has not been confirmed yet. For artists, yes, mapping the color for sound or music has been the great source for inspiration. In 1943, Mondrian was inspired by the city grid of Manhattan and the boogie-woogie music at the time. The painting on the left is entitled as Broadway Boogie Woogie. This grid came from the city map, and the color mapping here resembles the rhythmical characteristics of the music. Let's listen to the boogie-woogie music for a moment. Next time, when you are shown with this picture, you will remember this music. Or, by listening to this music, you will recall this picture. Another example of color and sound as the artist's source of inspiration. A painter, Jakob Weber, is coloring to visualize a certain music. In this background, he visualized this music. The music is a beginning part of Matthew's Passion composed by Bach. Do you feel that the emotion is amplified by watching the picture at the same time? Many of you would agree, I think. What about this? I played the Matthew's Passion and asked my students to visualize it. As shown here, each had a different interpretation, and nobody can say which is correct or incorrect. Probably it's just a matter of preference. So regarding the relationship between color and sound, any consensus has not been confirmed yet. What about experiencing flavor through color? For sure, there are exceptions, but there are some acceptable tendencies. Studies have found that warm hues increase one's appetite, bluish or dark colors decrease one's appetite, unusual food color decrease one's appetite. And cultural diversity must be taken into consideration, has been also emphasized. Why does warm hue increase the appetite? There is a strong theory based on the evolution. The ripe fruits are in yellow, orange, or red, and they are surrounded by green leaves. The hue contrast between fruit and the surrounding leaves is quite similar to the complementary color contrast that attract the human attention very easily. Therefore, the fruits in warm hues had a higher chance to get harvested. In addition, some say that the fruits should be in warm hue to create the complementary color contrast with the blue sky in the background. The most powerful theory might be this. The well-ripe fruits are in warm hue, and on the contrary, the inedible food is usually bluish. Remember that we are the descendants of those who felt disgusted with viewing bluish food. Thanks to that phenomena, they survived, and we feel in the same way. Despite of some general tendencies between color and appetite, the flavor association is strongly related with one's experience. Recently, my research team investigated the diversity of association between color and flavor. We recruited 5 cultural groups and asked them to pick up a color patch which appeals the spicy taste the most. I myself got used to the red pepper chili, so it surprised me a lot to see the color choices from Indonesian and French students. For the Indonesian students, the hot chili peppers came into their mind, they answered. The French students said they first thought about the black pepper and the mustard. Even between the neighboring countries, there is a subtle difference as well. Compared with the Korean dish, you can find many of the purple colors of food packages in Japanese supermarket. It is always inspiring to see how different it is, culture by culture. Differently from the other sensorial experience, the assumption about flavor is directly related to the survival. Therefore, we are pretty much reluctant to taste the food in an unusual color. But more interestingly, this reluctance is found to be weaker with the children. Many years ago, the company Heinz launched a limited edition of a purple ketchup. It triggered children's curiosity, and probably the children pestered their mothers to purchase the product. So it was a big success. For children, the reluctance was not yet confirmed or rigid due to their relatively shorter life experience, and therefore they had more room in their mind to think differently or accept new things. Related with the tactile experience through color, first, we are aware of the perception of a temperature. We often categorize colors into 3 groups, such as warm, cool, and neutral. Colors corresponding to the longer wavelength, such as yellow, orange, red, are typically warm colors. Blue is considered a cool color. Green and violet are considered as neutral colors. Moreover, darkness matters in the tactile perception too. Darker colors look heavier, brighter colors look lighter. Even shapes are engaged with the colors. In early 20th century, the design educators Biren and Kandinsky proposed associations between color and shapes, and which later influenced on designing safety signs. By now, we reviewed how color can trigger other modality. Sometimes it's just pure inspiration for creative artwork, but sometimes it sounds plausible. Anyway, color can enrich our experiences. Thank you.